Hi there, my name is Shivam. Today I am going to present our work on visualizing AI playtesting data of 2D side-scrolling games. The work was done in collaboration with Christian Herman, Günter Wallner and Fabian Beck. Using artificial intelligence or AI for playtesting generates a lot of gameplay data. Game designers need to analyze the collected data and understand the behavior of agents as artificial playtesters before allowing actionable decisions. We propose using visualization to aid the analysis. In our approach, we use visualizations to analyze the level design showing navigational behavior from AI playtesting data. We choose a side-scrolling game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where Sonic is the in-game character controlled by a human player. The goal of each game level is to finish it by making Sonic run from left to right, while avoiding obstacles such as enemies or traps. The action space in the game is simple. At any point, Sonic can either run, roll, duck down, jump, or perform a spin dash maneuver, that is, rolling with high speed. We use the neuroevolution of augmenting topologies, NEAT algorithm, for training agents to play the game. The algorithm implements a genetic approach to deep reinforcement learning, where the structure of the neural network evolves over several generations. Each generation consists of 30 agents that play the game. The best performing agents from a generation are selected for crossovers to make the next generation. A reward function determines the performance of each agent. Since the goal of the game is to reach the far right end of the level, we use a simple reward function based on the Euclidean distance between the final position of Sonic and the goal position. The position of each AI agent at every frame during the game is recorded along with the received reward values for each game level. We also include the generation number of each AI agent in the data. The recorded data is then used to construct visualizations as explained next. The interface consists of two components, a line chart at the top and aggregated trajectory visualizations in the middle. The line chart plots the minimum, average and maximum reward values received by agents in each generation. The chart gives an overview of how agents performed across generations. The specific goal of the visualization is to enable visual analysis of the navigation behavior of agents and to assess the difficulty of obstacles. To this end, assuming that different levels of training can reflect different levels of human expertise, we compared the behavior of agents from different generations. To this end, two maps of the selected level are shown below the line chart. For each map, there is a drop-down menu to select a specific generation of agents. Showing many individual trajectories of agents would create clutter due to overlap and make it challenging to derive meaningful insights. Hence, we calculate and overlay aggregated trajectories on top of the map. Characteristic points are calculated by analyzing all the trajectories of agents in the selected generation and shown as white circles. The black lines width between two circles denote the travel frequency of agents between the 2 points in either direction. The figure shows the aggregated trajectories for agents of generation 29 in the middle and generation 56 at the bottom. The line chart at the top shows that at least some agents learn to gain a maximum reward, that is, complete the level as early as in generation 3. It indicates that the level design is easy to navigate. Given that Emerald Hill Zone is the first level, it is likely also how it was envisioned to introduce players to the game. In contrast to generation 29, some agents of generation 56 started to take the upper route of the level. More agents in Generation 56 discovered the secret paths in the level. These observations indicate that secret paths in the level design can be discovered by more advanced players. Although few agents in Generation 29 learned to perform the spin dash maneuver and cross the steep vertical wall, still many agents in Generation 56 were not able to get past the obstacle, as shown by the thick black line before the wall. This indicates that learning to apply the spin dash maneuver in this situation may be difficult. The figure shows the aggregated trajectory of agents from Generation 11 and 53 for the level Hilltop Zone. We recognize a thick black line extending into the wide gap at the beginning of the level. Most of the agents, even in later generations, were not able to jump across the wide gap, suggesting that the obstacle at the beginning might be more difficult to pass. These observations reveal useful insights about the level design of the game. Next, we share some lessons learned from the work done. First, insufficient training or hard level. One of the challenges in using AI for playtesting is how to interpret the failures of agents. For instance, we saw that many agents, even in later generations, were not able to cross the wide gap. We learned that comparing agents across generations through a visualization enables us to answer the question partially. For instance, selecting the generations with a peak in the line chart shows the aggregated trajectory of agents in the selected generation. The aggregated trajectory then reveals whether the agents were able to overcome obstacles and travel farther in the level or not. Next, tailoring reward functions. Reward functions drive the behavior of agents. In our approach, we wanted to analyze the design of obstacles and hence used a simple reward function based on how far the agents traveled towards the goal position. Hence, the agents learned to move farther. However, we observed that the agents did not collect power-ups for which they had to travel backwards. As such, the reward functions need to be tailored while training agents to exhibit the intended behaviors. The intended behaviors themselves can be based on different personas, representing different play styles of human players. For instance, agents trained with a simple reward function based on Euclidean distance, the one we used, would mimic a beginner, whereas assigning higher rewards for collecting power-ups could mimic play styles of expert players. The different navigational behaviors would be reflected in the trajectories explorable through our visualization. Finally, improving visualizations. We overlaid the aggregated trajectory on the map of the level. Although the technique depicts the movement of agents, it does not show other game-specific aspects. For instance, it does not show game or level-specific events occurring during the gameplay. For example, earthquakes in the Hilltop Zone. The visualization needs to be customized to display such events. The lessons learned provide a good foundation for future work. The collection of playtesting can be integrated with the visual interface. This integration will help game designers by giving them more control over different configurations, such as modifying the number of agents in a generation, changing their start position, and customizing reward functions. The visualizations can then be adapted to show the results of these configurations. Please make sure to check out the paper for more details. Thank you for your time and attention.